The best thing to do in England is visit London Bridge. You can't miss it. It's on all the postcards. It has 2 towers and a suspension system in between. I promise you, it's gonna stun you. The best thing to do in England is enjoy a drink, sig on the beach. The best thing to do in England is pass out on your hostel floor at 6 in the morning. The best thing to do in England is to leave and go to Wales. That's right, Charlie and I took a little excursion to the United Kingdom and were glued together for 10 entire days, except for the first and the last. The first day was just me and the last day was just me. Little Will solo adventures, which proved to be very bad ideas. Now, most of the first day was great, as you're about to see, but in like a minute, give or take, you're going to see where everything went horribly wrong. Have fun. Bye-bye. We are reaching the part of the night where it would have been a super good idea for me to go and eat dinner. Because obviously I hadn't had anything other than an Auntie Anne's pretzel in Baltimore Washington International Airport about 24 hours before, but I didn't feel that bad. I felt kind of bad, like I felt physically not great, but I thought, hey, I'll feel exactly the same when I wake up and I can fix it in the morning. As if sleeping is a time skip and your body isn't still doing things during that period. Silly mistake. I woke up at 6 and I felt bad. I was shaking, I was confused, I was sweaty, I did not know what was happening. I got up, I start to walk towards the little like water closet outside of our room. I push on the door, I guess, and then collapse onto the ground in front of 2 French girls who are doing their makeup in the mirror. What the fuck? And they look down at me and go, "Are you okay? This boy is on the floor. Do you need water? Do you need food?" And I go, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." Yes, I would love those things. So they bring me a little bit of chocolate bread thing and a big thing of water, and I chug that water and I sit on the bathroom floor. And when I get up, there's like a sweat mark from where my body had fallen. So I'm not gonna do that again. I thought it was over. I go to the bakery across the street and I notice a distinct lack of baked goods. And I look at the people at the counter and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" And they say, "Our delivery has not come in 3 days. I can make you a cheese toastie." And I go, "Yes, I would love a cheese toastie." Bad mistake, again, because apparently this is too much grease and dairy and fuckery for my empty stomach. And I go into their bathroom, throw up 3 times, and in there so long suffering that I go back up the stairs eventually, and the baked goods are here. I could have suffered for like 5 more minutes at the hostel and gotten to have something easy on my stomach, but apparently I felt too bad for that. Such is life. But at this point I am feeling a lot better. I go back to the hostel, I take a nap, I wake up, and Charlie's here, and we go to Slim Chickens, which is probably really mediocre chicken, but I thought was the most delicious thing I had ever tasted in my life. It was a healing elixir. I was so hungry and I felt so off that it fixed me. I'd say if I went back, I'd go, oh, this is okay chicken, but in that moment, it was everything I've ever needed. Anyway, then we went and saw some medium-sized buildings and a average clock. It's not that big. I've seen much bigger clocks than that in my time. It's whatever. Fine clock. Our darkest days, howling at the moon, close enough to see our low condition. Did you wish that we were one? Have you ever known your maker? Could you ever need your son alive on mountaintops? You could never swing that dagger. After all this, it's time for another museum. It's the British Museum, the Village and Pillage Museum, everybody's favorite museum in the world, and we visited every single room so that it would be no tragedy if we never came back. And I learned a lot, mostly from Charlie, actually. I learned that the Romans, or the Greeks, it was one of them, I'll be corrected soon, understood replanting trees, but they did not understand native plants. So you can go around Europe and you know where the Romans have been because there's just a bunch of trees that do not belong there, shouldn't be there at all. Thanks, Romans. After that, we headed to Chinatown, which is probably the best Chinese food in England. I'm not going to say the entire United Kingdom because I have slightly more faith than everybody else, but what the fuck is going on with the Chinese food that I see on the internet with you guys? Why is it red? What is the electric pinkish red? Somebody please tell me. But I got a shrimp fried rice. Delicious. He did fry that shit. He did great. It was amazing. And then we headed on our way. I got a sick-ass leather jacket, which I cannot show you because it is packed in a box right now. Then it was time for a trip to the barbecue center. Barbican Center. And a very strategic walk through London to see all of the sights before what, let's be honest, is the highlight of this entire trip. Los Campesinos. Now, over there, they do say it a little bit different, and I mean, the singer of the band does say it in that different way, but it's Spanish. It's Los Campesinos. That's how they say it in Spanish. So I'm gonna go with the people who made up the word in the first place. I'm gonna go with the farmers. This video doesn't do it any justice at all. This video actually sounds terrible. It sounds like nobody was into it, but I promise we were all very into it. So into it, in fact, that Charlie got really overheated. Charlie did not drink a drop throughout the night. Charlie just went really, really hard and then threw up 2 different times on our way home because of exertion. But she was a trooper. Good job, Charlie. You were real for that. That was real as fuck. That was crazy. At this point, it starts to rain. And then it doesn't stop raining for a very long time. In fact, it rains so much that it causes considerable flooding in the Swindon area, which unfortunately for us is an area that we need to pass through the next morning in order to get to our next destination in Wales. We arrive at the train station. They say, this train will be delayed a little bit, but don't worry. It's gonna be delayed some more, don't worry. This train is cancelled, please get off. Never mind, we're back on, please get back on the train. And of course we miss every connection known to man and end up in Cardiff for a good 4 hours because obviously we can't leave the train station. We were supposed to get off in Newport. Our ticket isn't actually supposed to get us to Cardiff, it's just Newport. So we just have to sit and wait until our next train to Northern Tidville, which is a place when I told people from Wales we were going, they kind of went, But I enjoyed it. It was a nice town. We had intended to do a big old hike in Brecon Beacons. Didn't happen, obviously, because we got there as the sun was setting and we weren't gonna hike in the cold, dark wilderness of South Wales. Now, you may be thinking, well, most people, when they go to England and they want to see pretty things, they just go up to Scotland. Why are you in Wales? I mean, that's a cool choice. You're really cool for that. But why? Well, Scotland's just so far away. I thought it would be more economically sound to go to Wales. You know, easy on my wallet. You know? Now, that is a complete lie. We went to Wales because I have a long-standing fascination with a crack theory that a Welsh prince discovered the Americas in 1170. And I say crack theory, not conspiracy theory, because a surprising amount of historical figures have fully acknowledged this theory. Queen Elizabeth I even allegedly used it as grounds to claim the Americas for the English against the Spanish, which is insane. But I could talk for about 45 minutes about this thing, so I'll just tell you that a guy named Maddox was a prince who wasn't really into being king because he had a lot of siblings in front of him and wasn't looking to get involved with whatever was going to happen with that. So he just went on some boats, said, oh, off I go, and then he discovered Alabama. The rest of the theory is a bit like aliens built the pyramids, except it becomes the Welsh built the stone forts in southeastern America, which of course is just a way to say, well, the natives couldn't have done it. The Native Americans couldn't have done that. They could have. They probably did. It probably was not a Welsh guy, but it's kind of a fun thought. It was then time to head to Swansea, where I get to go to the beach, and I get to see Castle again. Wonderful day.
Hey, you come here often?
Swansea was a lovely town. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was windy as hell, but so was everywhere else to a degree. We made our way to Pennard Castle for the evening, which I'm just going to let you enjoy quietly, without me yapping, for as long as it takes. In the morning, we headed to the museum to kill some time, where I found out that the modern history of South Wales is actually a lot like the history of the southeast where I live. It's a lot of coal mining, it's a lot of exploitation of the working class, it's a lot of keeping people in poverty. God bless. Solidarity. And then we hopped on a train to a storied place, where many of my friends have said, Will, you are going to love this town. You are going to eat this town up. This town is going to be a defining moment in your life. You're gonna love it there. And of course, I took it all with a grain of salt because it can't be that good. I don't want to go and say, This sucks. Not into it. Who cares? So I come with an open mind to the town of Brighton. And honestly, I spend the first night in a really bad mood for no discernible reason. Surely it couldn't have had anything to do with Matt Maltese because all of his music is so happy. Nothing bad ever happens in his songs. It's just good things and love and life and happiness. The next morning though, I woke up and I felt really good. In fact, I got out of bed and I thought to myself, I want a coffee. Now, one thing about me is I don't drink coffee and I don't really like coffee either. So it was odd that I marched myself to a little shop and said, give me a cappuccino. Never even considered ordering a cappuccino, but I took the thing and I took a sip and I was like, God, this is really good. I got my croissant, I walked down to the beach, the seagulls tried to take it, they couldn't have it, and I stood in the rain by the ocean and sipped on my coffee and ate my croissant and I was like, damn. Objectively, this kind of sucks, but I could get used to it.
I found the fragrance separate from the feeling, and all the logic is lost. I found the fair light of love seemed to be sown, and beneath the soil the real comes. You came to me.
We went to an antique store, which is exactly like my favorite antique store back at home, except it's in walking distance of places that are like all my other favorite places back home. It's crazy. This place fucks so hard. God bless Brighton.
My prison is only walls. My arms will not be bound. The well-man is your support. And auto-suggested pathways you are born. You came to me carelessly.
Oh boy. Please. Okay. That's in. One drunk stick on Brighton Beach, and I'm ready to move to this fucking place. Brighton goes crazy. Brighton goes so good. Maybe it's just the first time I've been able to relax. You turn the light up in like a week. Okay. Maybe it's the first time I've been able to relax in a week. But this place fucks. This place is lovely. They aren't kidding. Lovely place, Brighton. I mean it. I mean it with my whole heart. God bless Brighton.
But of course, nothing can last forever. And Charles had to leave and go back to school. Ugh. And it was a happy morning, but it was also a sad morning because I had to go back to the US where the political situation in my state was even worse than when I left, and county clerks could now refuse to sign off on gay marriages. One thing about the UK is that even though you guys are really transphobic over there, at least you're not taking drastic steps against the mere existence of gay people. It was a good trip. Things were good. It was good. Might go to college over there, but I can't say college right because it's university, because college is like high school. It's all very confusing, but you'd probably be confused by the fact that we can apply to tens of colleges if we want, universities if we want. See you next time.
Oh, Fishing.
Hold on. I didn't even mention who Matt Maltese's opener in Brighton was. It was Liana Flores. It was Liana Flores, like Rises the Moon, Liana Flores. God, she is so good live. If you ever have the opportunity, please go see Liana Flores. Okay, bye now. Bye-bye. Bye.
Kind of tired of hearing all of your excuses. You said you'd catch a star just for me, but you know that I disagree. I'll give it a try, 'cause all your promises are useless. I'm we've been here before. There's nothing good can come from you. I've shown you that door, 'cause I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna change my mind, and I could do without that feeling. So go. Não vai dar de um jeito muito familiar. Me faz